Hello and welcome to a new episode of Bahrain Today. Join us in meeting our special guests while we discuss unique topics and events of the kingdom. Today we have Amina Adham, the business owner of V60 Cafe. May your coffee be strong and your Sundays be short. Let's have a look at the report. Today we have Amina Adham, the owner of V60. Hello Amina and welcome to the studio.
Hello.
So Amina, you're a banking and finance graduate and I want to know, why did you decide to go for having your own business?
So me and my partners decided to open two businesses, because I wanted to open a business to enter this field that has been booming for the last 5 years. And my partners, one of them is my sister, wanted to open a beauty salon. And my husband, my other partner, is very interested in the coffee industry. So we combined our passions into opening these businesses.
Okay, but they're both two different industries.
Yeah, very different.
How do you manage them, having a footprint in both?
We have strategies. We have a 5-year plan. We have to focus. I focus on each one separately, so they don't
conflict.
They don't conflict with each other or anything. They have different markets. They have different demand, different audience. We managed.
Another thing I want to know is, you're a mother of a beautiful girl called Lulwa. How do you manage having two businesses and also being a full-time mother?
Time management is the secret. You manage your time, you prioritize. I see what's important, day-to-day tasks, monthly tasks, weekly tasks. So I just manage my time.
Yeah, that's, the key for anything, right? And I'm curious to know, what are your favorite products from V60? So we have two types today. This is mine, and this is for the director. He's been telling me to tell the viewers it's for him, so no one could have it. So what is your favorite item in V60?
My personal favorite is vanilla latte. However, a lot of people love different things because we have iced coffees, hot coffees, special blends, syrups, whatever it is. Some people love black coffee. A lot of people come for the Spanish.
So is your secret with the blends and the ingredients you have?
We start with the beans. We have an award-winning beans in Europe.
Okay.
We bring, so when your base is good, then whatever you'll add to the coffee still tastes good. So we have different blends that we come up with or are just famous, or our customers want it as well.
Okay, and I'm sure your customers love it just like we do. And as an entrepreneur, how do you ensure, being creative with both businesses? Do you attend too many conferences, or do you ensure to follow what's happening in the market trend? How do you do that?
We attend, for the coffee shop, we attend courses every 2 months in Europe. Wherever there's a coffee course, we do attend that.
Okay.
We learn new information. We build up our knowledge about the business. And for the beauty salon, we have training for our staff every couple of months, so we know how to use each product, because there are a lot of different products every day, new products. you build up your information when you meet new suppliers, new people. So you overcome not knowing what's going on in the market by knowing it. But we become creative by knowing what's in the market, but not following every single trend.
Yes, of course.
Because then we'll be just a dead fish going with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. And you also go with what matches your business strategy and the outcomes you want.
Yes.
And also the demand of your customers, your loyal customers.
Yeah. We do treat our customers in a very loyal way. We do bring our products that they want, special beans for even if it's just one single person.
Okay, that's really amazing. That's the dedication. And do you participate in different events when it comes to the coffee shop and the salon, but mainly the coffee shop? Do you ensure that you have a footprint in every event?
Yes, we do. We do business events, corporate events in banks. We've done in several banks, weddings, birthday parties, Ironman, any type of business we are able to do.
The Women Power Summit.
The Women Power Summit last year,
yeah. So this is great. You also ensure to be part of the social fabric of
Yes,
Bahrain.
even for the salon, we're going to launch the home business next month.
Okay.
So we're going to do home business as well.
Yeah, that's
home
great.
service.
It'll come with the coffee as well. That would be a great
maybe.
service. One thing I want to know is, what are the challenges you face, when you manage such a business in this industry?
When you enter a business, having all the information you've gathered everything, but even when you enter the field, everything is new, so you're afraid of failure. But I always say that when I fail, I always want to fail forward. When you fail forward, you see what you're hitting and you can overcome it next time.
Yeah.
So we just, when you meet people and suppliers, you build up that knowledge and you overcome that fear of not knowing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see it in you and I can see it in your brand.
Thank you.
One thing I want to know as well is, how do you manage your social media? I mean, it's very important and crucial to have an active account.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that? And do you ensure that part of your social media goes for CSR and giving back to the community?
For the marketing section, I manage that, the social media, the pictures and everything. We try to be there day-to-day posts, because social media is the platform these days for people to actually know your business. We do a lot of sponsored ads, so people can know us, even in the countries next to us, not just in Bahrain. So for both of the businesses, I do manage both of them and post for both of them.
Great. But you're actively on which platform mainly? Instagram? Both.
Yeah, which platform? Instagram, yeah.
Instagram. I mean, it's easier to, convey the messages you want through pictures and messages at the same time.
And we can also
interact with
the customers. We have a lot of direct messages from the customers.
Great. And what are your future plans for V60? Will we see V60 franchised outside? What's your future plans?
We hope to open different branches, hopefully.
Starting with Bahrain.
But we still want to be that small local Bahraini place.
Okay.
So, and even for Top Coat, we want to, become bigger and open different branches.
Okay.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best in that.
Thank you so much.
And before we wrap up our segment so I can drink my coffee, do you have any last messages that you want to send for anyone who is, thinking to enter this field?
You will enter this field and you will actually do something when you exit your comfort zone, because then you will have challenges, then you'll be facing a lot of things. You will be introduced to a new self of you. So I tell them just to do it and try it. Even if they fail, just try another business and another business. So let them just do it and not copy any other business out there. Be their own self.
Be original and find your passion.
Yeah.
Amina Adham, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back for more. Want to host your event in the most prestigious and extravagant way? Anoris Events helps turn your dream hosting into reality with their full-service event creation and management company that will blow your guests' mind away. joining us in the studio today is Mr. Sharif Amar Sleiman, the Managing Director at Anoris Events. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being with us. So in the beginning, can you tell us more about the company and about Anoris in general?
Okay, so we start Anoris 2014. The company driven by a team, I can say it's a professional teams. They have a long range of experience from management,
Yes.
hospitalities, marketings, concept, designing, and entertainment.
Amazing. And normally, what kind of events do you organize and host?
Yeah, we do corporate events, terms of oil and gas events, banking industries, and automotive as well.
So you go for large-scale events, I could say.
Yes, we do.
I mean, that's the hardest part of event management.
This is the hardest part,
Yes, of course. And have you planned any events outside of Bahrain? I mean, event planning in general is fun, but it's tiring as well.
It is tiring, it's not easy.
So do you do it outside of Bahrain?
Yes, last 2 weeks ago we had an event in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Which is one of our main clients, which is National Geographic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And how was the experience working outside of Bahrain, planning an event?
It is hard. I'm not saying it's an easy. I still believe that our beloved kingdom, Bahrain's, the logistic is much far easier here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But at the same time, I'm sure it's added value to your team.
It is,
Can we
yes.
talk about that, the positive values that
The
it
positive
adds?
values come from our clients because the clients trusting you. So we work with National Geographic for almost 3 years now.
Amazing.
And we work as well with Saudi Aramco as well. We've done a couple of events with them. So when it comes to the clients, they trust you, please do it for us. Of course, we cannot say no.
Yes, and when they come back, it means they're happy with the results.
course,
they
yes.
trust the process and the
Exactly.
decisions that's being
Yes.
made. And what are the biggest events you've hosted here in Bahrain?
Yes, 2015, we work with Microsoft. We manage and organize the Imagine Cup competitions. Plus, we last 2 years continues. We work with Saudi Aramco for the International Fire Chief Conference. For the last 3 years, also continue. We're doing Euromoney Conference, one of the biggest economic conferences here in Bahrain as well. Yeah.
Yes, amazing.
Plus, as well, we work with Porsche for the last 5 years as well.
What's the number of your team that's working on all of these huge events?
Well, in my office, we are 8 members, but once it comes to events, we are sometimes reach 200.
Of course,
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Even the work process, I mean, it's a lot, but the result is what matters at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And what distinguishes Anoris from other events management companies here in Bahrain?
Well, it comes from the hospitalities. Like, we can't say no to our clients. We always, with our customers, it's hand to hand. And we have a slogan, our company, when it comes to events, is either it's one events, one teams. So we all work in the floor as one teams.
Okay. And is there a specific event that you would like to organize or host in the future? Not necessarily in Bahrain, outside.
Yes, there is one coming up. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I can't say more informations, but it talks about innovations.
Okay, great. And what are your future plans for Anoris?
To extend the companies outside Bahrain. So
Okay.
we are in the process now to open in different countries. We have office in Cairo as well. Now our plan to start in Saudis.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're starting in Saudi, Bahrain and Cairo. So
Yeah.
they will be the 3 main locations at the beginning.
Exactly.
And do you have any message that you would like to send for anyone who is thinking to enter the event planning? I personally love to plan events, but it takes a lot of time and commitment. So do you have
Yes.
any message to anyone who would like to be in this field?
They should be patient. They should be patient and should be strong.
Yes,
So this is my message to them.
Yes.
And they should be always creative.
yes. Thank you so much for being
Thank you
here
so
with
much.
us.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back for more. With the absence of communities, people would have to live an isolated life with minimum or no contact outside their immediate circle. The Raven's Nest is a project that focuses on building the community and getting people together. One of their aims is to get people away from technology for a while and build authentic relationships between people. The Raven's Nest is also known for conducting events such as debate nights, sketch nights, open mic nights, and many more. Let's have a look at this next report. Today we have Sergio Al-Halabi to tell us more about the Raven's Nest. Hello, Sergio, and welcome to the studio.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So in the beginning, can you tell us the idea behind the Raven's Nest?
Yeah, so basically we wanted to create a space where people can come in and just play board games and several other games as well. But the biggest idea basically was that for people to step away from their phones, step away from technology, and have fun as a big group and just enjoy. And
that's very important.
It is very important. It is, and it's actually really nice. Like when I'm there and I see this big group of people, and I look and no one's using their phone, everyone's just enjoying the game and stuff like that.
Yes.
It makes me really happy.
Yeah, because sometimes we plan outings and we go out, and then by the end of the night, you realize you did not spend time with them rather than your phone.
Exactly.
You're just checking your social media, or sometimes even together you're sending each other things on social media.
Yeah.
It's like have some real time together.
Exactly. Like I've been in groups where people are like, "Did you like my picture, which I just posted?" And we're like, "I'm next to you right now." You know, so, yeah.
Exactly. And what are the events that you normally conduct?
Well, it's all basically very community-based events. So we have like open mics we do, and these are like huge when we come. We have like around between 18 to 21 performers who come, and we divide them through sets, and people come to watch them and stuff like that. And it could range from singers to poetry to music to just reading. Someone had like a book. She was writing a book, and she was reading just a part of it. So basically anything you want.
Okay.
And other stuff we do as well. We have like debate club.
Okay.
We pick a topic and we announce it like maybe a few days before that this week we're going to talk about this topic, and people would come and we start the debate. We have as well like a book club for a while we ran. We have sketch night as well, where artists come and they just paint and everything. It's all pretty community oriented.
So you kind of target everyone's interests when it comes to activities and hobbies and other things to do that rather than the phone and social media.
Yeah, exactly. We just want people to have a space where they can come in and be whatever they want. Like they can do anything they want.
And is it possible to like book the place for a huge gathering?
Yes.
And you will organize the activities for them?
Well, depends, yeah. Sometimes we have like some people want to do it like birthday parties, for example, and they want to close the entire shop just for them. So we've had that happen. We've had other, like for example, with the sketch night, and other artists would come. And there's so many of them that we have to shut the place. You know, we make it almost like a private private for them.
So that is possible.
It is possible,
It's
yes.
great to host, you know, an event.
Yeah, and it's up to them.
Like
an
anniversary event.
Exactly.
Nice.
And we ask them, do you want us to handle stuff like that, or do you want to bring everything from your end?
Okay.
And depends
it's
on what
based
they
on
want.
their preference. And the age group that you normally attract to your to the cafe, what is it?
Well, usually it's between like end of high school, maybe, definitely university students. We have a big chunk of that, and a bit of the older generation, which is like my generation, who we used to always play at home, and like we were like, you know, the outcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
So now mostly
We're
they
the
come.
generation that lived both. You know, the time before internet being too fierce in our life.
Exactly.
And then now with all the social media.
Yeah,
and,
I feel like for our generation, people are happy to see this being brought to like more mainstream and becoming more like a space outside, going out from the house, or you know, booking a night like that. But for the others younger, especially like the students, it's good for them to experience something outside of that technology, because that's what they all know about, just technology and their phones and the computer and everything. So, so they're discovering that they can have fun, they can go out without having to go there.
Definitely. And it's a safe place for parents as well to, you know, have their kids there, have their events there. So it's a really nice idea.
It is actually like a funny story where like a kid who was used to always come to the place, and he's like, maybe he just graduated from school, and he would come like almost every day. And one day his mom literally calls me and she's like, I just want to know, what is that place? Why is my son always there? Like she was actually worried that he would be doing something wrong. I'm like, don't worry, I'm here, I'm checking on them. You know, everything's fine. So.
I personally want to know, what do you feel towards board games that are on the phone? How do you feel about that?
They're not board games. Like, no.
You can't call them board games.
You have to. It's like, to me as well, like with the books. Like, I don't like Kindle or anything related to that.
I like the book,
Exactly. I need to smell the paper. I need to hold it in my hand.
Yes.
So same thing with board games. It's about sitting in a room with a group of people. It's not just the game. It's the experience and the community itself.
Yeah.
So holding the icon, the stuff, and playing.
I mean, it's very important. I remember when I was studying abroad, we were a group of students in the UK, and we were in a flat called E11 with our team, and when we were bored, it was snowy, very cold. We went for board games. You know, it was much better than each in her room with her laptop or her phone. We went for board game. This is where I came to find about the Cluedo, the game I told you about.
Yes.
What is your favorite personal board game?
Well, there's one called Catan. Okay, this game is like ranked on the top board game you have to play before you die. Basically, it's really easy to learn, but like hard to master, as they would say. And it's a better take on what Monopoly and other old games were. So these are like for example, Cluedo, as well as Monopoly and Risk. These were like when we were kids, right? Like we used to play them. So since then, there has been a big shift in board games, and like a lot of new stuff come out. And this game is really balanced, and you know, makes everyone happy for the whole time.
Okay,
so,
and what about Dungeons and Dragons?
Okay, so Dungeons and Dragons is a different thing completely.
I want to understand it.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously people would know it from famous TV shows like Stranger Things and Big Bang Theory and stuff. That's where it became more into the mainstream. And basically, it's like a sort of a game, if you want, where you take on a certain character, you as a person.
Okay.
And you are in a group with maybe 3 or 4 people, and then you have a person, he's called the Dungeon Master. And this Dungeon Master, he's the one who sets up the story of the game.
Okay.
So he tells you, like, right now you are all sitting in an inn, you know, it's mostly fantasy and stuff like that. So you're sitting in a medieval place and someone comes to talk to you. What do you do? How do you reply? So basically it builds on your own imagination and how, within certain rules, of course, based on like fighting and talking to each other and stuff, but it's literally like there's no limit to what you can do in the game. You just like, you put your entire
unleash your imagination and creativity.
Completely. Yes.
I mean, these games are great to help you, you know,
just
work your brain
that
and try to
and
find
there's a lot of
things.
studies that have come out that it also helps when it comes to autism as well.
Yes.
It's a really thing. It's a really big thing now. We're seeing it in the Western countries, as well as for children to build up on their imagination and stuff like that. So it's really
There's
important.
this game that my husband likes. I'm not sure what's the name, but it's like a war game where you conquer continents and you have soldiers.
That would be Risk,
Yes, Risk, exactly.
This is the older generation of the board games.
Okay, and I tried it. It's very, very hard. How long would it take for a person to master a board game or, you know, understand it?
Well, I mean, usually it depends on the board game itself. Some are really easy to learn and you can pick up and just continue. There are some which takes a very long time. What I try to do when it comes to the coffee shop itself, especially when people come and I see them like they don't know what they're gonna pick, they don't know all the games. We have around like 100, so they won't know all of them. So I would be like, okay, do you want me to suggest a game for you or something like that would fit your group? So if like 4 people, this game works for them. If 8 people, that.
So you're the board game barista.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, like suggest.
A mix, yeah. It's a new
okay.
position. But yeah, so I usually sit with them and I teach them how to play the game, and maybe sometimes I would run it for them.
Do you master all board games?
Yeah, I know all of them. So.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I mean, everything I have in my shop, I know it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So we focused a lot on board games because I find it amazing that there's a place trying to relive these moments with the friends and groups. But let's talk about the sketch nights that you have. Why did you focus on sketch nights, and is there a huge turnout for it? What kind of events you host during the sketch nights?
Well, sketch night is basically, it started because there was a group of Bahraini people who have an Instagram account, and they are like all sketch artists. So they come and they basically used to go to different places and different coffee shops.
Okay.
And they would meet like once a week or once every 2 weeks in a specific place, and they would come up with a theme. Like let's today paint related to this movie, for example, and everyone does his own style.
Yes.
But they came to us, and we felt that everywhere they go, it's like people like the coffee shop would be like, okay, can you just leave now? You know, like this overstaying.
Even maybe the tables and the setup.
Exactly. So it doesn't really welcome something like that. So we felt like, okay, this is a place for you guys to just, you can sit as long as you want. We're not gonna bother you. We're fine. So. Yeah, and this is mostly what we try to do with anyone who comes to the place, whether they're playing Dungeon Dragon or board games or something. We never go after like, okay, now it's time for you to leave, or
so it's
stay as long as you want. Just, yeah, we don't.
And do you also provide the materials for the sketch nights, or every artist brings their own?
No,
are you planning to offer this in the future?
Actually, not really. They bring their own stuff because every artist has his own style. So some paint, some use pens, others use. So it's very different style.
Definitely.
We have also a group. It's like they play another different kind of game. It's called Warhammer, where people paint small miniatures images of
Yes.
like soldiers and stuff
Yes.
like that. So they also bring them as well, and
Yes.
they sit and paint. So they
Yeah.
just want a space, basically.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And how long have you been doing this?
Well, we just celebrated our second year
Okay.
now at the 1st of November. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been 2 years now.
And what are your future plans for the Raven's Nest?
Well, I mean, we always want to dream big and all. Basically, I think most importantly, I want to expand the space itself.
Yes,
because
definitely.
when it gets like, when we have a lot of people, we really have a lot of people. And I don't like to turn people away.
Yes.
So I see groups coming in at the door and be like, there's no space for you, please. I'm sorry, you have to go.
Yes.
You know, so I don't like to do that. So it's usually we're gonna try to expand, and hopefully we'll open somewhere else in the GCC
Yes,
as well.
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
I see a lot of potential for
Thank
the
you.
cafe and the activities that you're doing, and also maybe in the future you would have special classes for the new
Yeah.
generation, the
Yes.
kids that are always on the phone.
Yeah.
They can actually try out things and do it live
Yeah.
instead of the phone.
Definitely, like focusing on anything, analog, which is not digital, nothing
Yes.
related to your phones. Yeah, we're welcoming. all
But
that.
I have to ask, we're trying to stay away from social media and technology.
Okay.
How do you use social media to promote
Yeah.
your business and what you're doing?
I mean, we are only on social media when it comes to our marketing. It helps us because we're really targeting certain, type of people and the demographic and stuff like that. So we don't have any other form of marketing. We basically have our own social media account and we post on it. And from time to time we promote some posts. But it's basically only on our
Amazing.
Instagram and Facebook to kind of help.
All
with that.
right,
But
I'll
that's it.
definitely come.
Oh, yeah?
I need to see the place.
Yeah.
And I want to experience, the board game activity
Sure.
thing. But do you have a corner for kids? Or to the parents where they can do?
I mean, we have a lot of, items in the shop
Yeah.
that if kids see, they're gonna
That's
go.
an idea for you to have a soft play area for the kids.
They can get busy with that while the parents
Yes,
can have fun.
yes.
And, yeah.
So thank you so much for being here with us, Sergio. It was a pleasure, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
for
you so
having me.
much.
Thank you.
Viewers, we'll be right back. Viewers, we have reached the end of our episode. I would like to thank all our guests for joining us here today. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram for any questions and inquiries. Thank you for watching and see you next time in another episode of Bahrain Today. Bye-bye.